I'm not even gonna lie. This has to be one of the craziest stories I've ever heard in my life. So today hasn't been a very great day in terms of nofap. I beat my meat probably I think twice today. Once in the morning, and just now, probably 10 minutes ago. It's been pretty bad. But I clicked on a Cole Hastings video, and it's called "The Disturbing World of Gooning," and we reached this clip here. It's about a guy named Nautica Malone. I've never seen this a day in my life, ever. And it's a guy, and this happened like a while back. The internet is gonna call me if this video blows up, because they're gonna be like, bro, you are in the Stone Ages. But there was a guy in a drive-thru, and the video seemed completely normal to me. I didn't even notice anything. Until the YouTuber Cole Hastings was explaining it, and I'm like, wait a second, what the fuck? I looked back and I'm like, guys, this guy is literally beating his shit in the drive-thru. He drove off. I'm like, that nigga drove off like these. I'm like, no, what the fuck just happened? Why is she trying to call the police? This man has his hand on his meat, bro, in the drive-thru while talking to the chick, bruh. Alright, I ain't gonna lie, I gotta make this a reaction real quick, man. Let's go, bro. What the fuck?
On January 10th, 2025, a clip of a man pulling up to a barista in Tempe, Arizona started going viral on Instagram and Twitter. In the clip, the man is calmly asked if he's been to this drive-thru before, but what happens next is diabolical.
Hi, how are you? Good. Have you been here before?
Yeah.
Sir, you need to leave. Unacceptable. Unacceptable.
Yeah, bro, the first time I saw that, I didn't see this lower half. I just looked at the top half. I'm like, I didn't even know what they were trying to I thought the guy was gonna say speak to the lady in public. I mean, not speak to the lady in public. They are in public, but he did something far worse. But I thought he was just gonna just say what's up, have cringe ass Ridge and be like, I'm a goon, or jump out of his car. I saw that, I'm like, wait, what happened? This is absurd. I'm not gonna lie.
Call 911.
The man's name was Nautica Malone, a 27-year-old who frequented Bikini Bean Coffee, a coffee shop where women dress semi-nude to attract more male customers. If you start to deduce this clip, you can make some assumptions about this interaction. It's obvious Nautica did something like this before, or was trying to be pantless in secret around the shop because the barista already had her phone out before he even pulled up. Now, where he was doing it before is unknown. Maybe he was just chilling in a parking spot next to the shop, getting his dirty on while he watched the employees from a distance, and they finally caught on. But what we do know is what tragically occurred following the event. After the clip started exploding on social media, it was reported that Malone unalived himself a couple.
Guy allegedly took his own life after him got caught gooning. You know, one thing about the internet, bro, it's just so crazy to be the internet, bro, once you do something crazy, bro, the internet will know. You can try to take that shit down as much as possible. It's impossible. The moment you got caught doing something retarded, man, I'm not gonna lie, you just have to let that shit go, bro. You just gotta let it go, bro. There is no way you could take that shit down. The information is out, and the more and more you try to take that shit down, I feel like the worse it's gonna get. Nowadays, this could have been let slide in I don't know, the 90s or something, or the early 2000s. But I mean, in the big 2025, I mean, the year started out with this. I have never heard of this. The year started out with this bullshit, bruh. I've never seen this a day in my life, bro.
Days later, prompting the hashtag Goonacide to start trending on Twitter. But that is not even the worst part of all of this. The worst part is that Nautica Malone was married with a wife and kid. It's never funny.
Damn. Yeah, I genuinely, this story is the most unbelievable story I've ever heard in my life. I'm not even gonna, cause the way he drove off, he drove off as if, oh shit, I've been caught. Brother, She can see your lower half, bro. So that means, bro, probably the whole time he's been talking to people throughout the drive-thrus, they can't see his lower half. They can only see his upper half. So he is just out there gooning. Y'all, this story is not... I ain't gonna lie, bro. I genuinely gotta stop, bro. Like, we gotta go crazy on this nofap stuff, y'all. It's just been so hard lately. But golly, this is disgusting. He had a wife. He was a husband doing this, y'all. Oh no, this is... And I saw some TikToks. They were like protesting outside. We should be able to goon. Like, bro, this is not funny at all, y'all.
Nautica Malone was married with a wife and kid. It's never funny when someone takes their own life. Was this guy a creep? Absolutely. Yes. But no sane man who has a wife and children would ever think to commit public indecency the way Nautica did that day. And that indicates something more concerning was going on. While there have been instances in the past of men committing similar acts in places like Bikini Bean, this particular story sheds light on a dangerous level of hypersexuality that is quietly plaguing the minds of men who are hooked on adult content. Gooning. So let's peel back the foreskin on this internet slang, oil up, and thrust our way through the disturbing world of gooning.
Cole Hastings. I'm not gonna lie, bro. When it comes to self-improvement, I ain't gonna lie. Cole Hastings is up there, bro. He's not up there. He's like one of the best. No, he's like one of the best ever. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna like. He's just after all like the niggas from the red pill fell off. Niggas from just the spiritual arc fell off, gave up. Cole Hastings stayed strong, and Jack Piggott stayed strong, man. And like, bro, if we literally look back, like the spiritual arc, like everyone fell off, bro. Like, bro, the spiritual arc was a different time, bro. Everyone was grinding. And then, bro, during like 2022, the peak of Red Pill, Hamza of 2022, summer of 2022, Hamza was going off. Y'all, that was a different Hamza. Andrew Tate and Sneeko, they were in the war going crazy. Cole Hastings just always stayed strong, so it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool, but yeah, this stuff, I cannot lie to you, this is the most shocking story ever. It's just crazy.
There's a lot of misconceptions about what gooning means because most people on the internet see it as nothing more than a funny meme. If you're like me before I did research for this video, and I have no idea what wrong turn I made in my career to get to the point where I'm talking about the subject of gooning, you might have heard the word goon and thought to yourself, that's that funny...
That goon is like the first thing you hear when you think of gooning is, I mean, not gooning or goon, is a fucking henchman with a fucking mask on, but like, yeah.
Word for pleasuring yourself, right? If you're unk status, you might think I'm referring to a stupid, foolish person or thug. But neither of those definitions fully capture the essence of gooning. Gooning is an activity in which a person repeatedly pleasures themselves right before the point of climax to reach a sexual trance of pure ecstasy. A goon enlightenment, if you will. If you're on social media often, you might think this sounds a lot...
Honestly, I just thought it'd been beating.
A lot like gooning's right-hand man, edging. But there's a key distinction between the two. While edging is the act of pleasuring yourself to the point right before you climax, gooning is doing this so many times to the point where you purposefully put yourself in the same state that SpongeBob and Patrick found themselves in when they turned on the Orb of Confusion.
Take this!
No joke, the term edge maxing might be the best word to describe what gooning is.
Dog, honestly, bro, we gotta stop using these terms, man. Alright, gooning is not the same thing as beating your shit, bro. Gooning is just, that's some different shit, bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro. The shit that be blowing up on the internet, bro, we're gonna one day just look back like a couple years later and realize, like, dude, we were fucking weird, bro. I'm not gonna lie. But it's all cool.
The term really gained...
Someone who does not goon. What?
Popularity in 2024 thanks to memes on social
A locked in alien.
media, as searches for the word gooning rose 314% that year. But the earliest known online mention of gooning as we know it predates all the way back to 2006, where the first definition was created in Urban Dictionary. Also, I love the example sentence they used.
I was stroking for hours. I was into the goon so deep that the bomb could have gone off. The goon.
Here. There I was, stroking for hours, and I was into the goon so deep that a bomb could have gone off next door, and I would not have noticed. How can you talk about this topic seriously when memes and sentences like that are what people think of when you hear the word gooning? But we need to start taking this seriously, because this is where it starts to get really disturbing. The very act of gooning itself calls into question the mental health of the people participating in it. I mean, it literally requires you to spend hours of your day reaching a pre-climax nirvana, causing any of your brain's logical reasoning to temporarily shut off. The real reason I'm making this video will be revealed
So it's basically drug maxing, but with masturbating.
soon, but first, let's see what the extreme ends of a gooning addiction looks like. That's right, we're headed to r/goon caves. r/goon caves was a subreddit full of people taking the sexual obsession of gooning to another level. On the subreddit, users would post pictures of their goon caves, a term used to describe an entire room dedicated to gooning. The rooms usually consisted of multiple computer screens, sometimes up to 10 at once, all playing adult content at the same time. Goon Simp on 6th hour of shameless pumping. Windows
What the fuck?
open so neighbors probably heard the goon grunts by now. Love the pervert baiter life. Ultimate collection update, 21 terabytes.
What? Terabytes? Yo, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Bro, so, people are weird. That's one thing bro, I don't care how bad life gets. I am never downloading adult files to my phone ever. I don't care how bad life gets. I have never downloaded a single adult video to my phone, bro. There has never been a time. And there will never be a time where I've downloaded a single adult video. I don't care how bad life gets, bro. I do not care how bad life gets, bro. I'm never doing that shit.
Work trip requires a hotel goon cave. Hello, fellow gooners. First time poster, long time lurker. Had my first...
Bro, I don't care how bad life gets, bro. I'm just thinking about that. Bro, I am never, ever downloading a single adult video to any of my devices. I have never downloaded a single adult video to my devices ever, and will never. I don't care how bad. That's just insanity to me. At that point, I've lost my mind. I could have a whole account dedicated to that shit, but I mean, like, just saying, I'd rather, if I were to pick my poison, I'd rather have a whole account dedicated to that nonsense than to ever have fucking video files downloaded in my shit. Come on.
Goon session in about 5 months last night. Felt better than ever. Up the ante with 7 screens, my most ever, a new bottle of poppers, and a type of adult content I'm not even going to consider reading out loud. Reading through these types of posts might make you chuckle initially, but when you really think about what these people are doing, it makes your stomach queasy. I made the mistake of eating yogurt while writing this section of the script, and that was just a miserable decision. 5 years after its creation, r/Goon Caves was banned from Reddit due to violations of its policies against non-consensual intimate media, but there are several gooning subreddits that still exist to this day. This is just the tip of the iceberg of a growing part of chronically online horny men and women who are at the mercy of adult content, and I promise you, it gets much worse than this. So why am I really talking about this? Just to have a laugh? No. I'm talking about this because it highlights a growing phenomenon within our culture, leading to more and more people spending hours of their day gooning. The constant desire for more stimulating adult content. Dr. K on the Healthy Gamer YouTube channel has a great in-depth video on the science of gooning, but
He's also top 3.
I'm going to paraphrase what I think is the most important part of that video. You see, when you partake in gooning, you are intentionally increasing the intensity of the climax through an abnormal amount of stimulation. We can plot what this looks like on a graph, which has the threshold to climax on the y-axis and the amount of pleasure/stimulation on the x-axis. As you start to pleasure yourself, you are about to reach the normal threshold, but then you stop, aka you edge. If you continuously do this over hours, your threshold for climax starts to increase with it, and chasing that peak leaves you in the delirious state heavy goo.
Isn't that good though? Isn't that a good thing? Don't you want to nut not so quick? Don't want to bust quick?
Gooners report themselves
or is this elongating the amount of time you watch pee?
While Dr. K says the consequences are still unknown, and while that might be true solely for the act of edging a bunch of times in a row, what I think matters more is what it leads people to start searching for. If you are gooning daily and you constantly need more stimulation to reach climax or goon-lightenment, you will inevitably have to keep increasing the amount of stimulation you need to achieve that. In other words, just regular
Yeah, basically, yeah. So we all know where this goes, and this is another thing that's y'all are gonna start seeing with not just the internet but real life. There are already a lot of pedophiles, but there are going to be way more in the future. Like way more in the future. Like a lot more. It is gonna be shocking. There are some of your friends that are people who you have once fucked with in your life who are going to be preds. Yes, it's going to get very insane in the future, because it just makes sense that life is getting very weird, and there's also going to be pedo preference in the future. And pedo preference is people who are just attracted to kids, just like how men can be attracted to men, women can be attracted to women, men can be attracted to women, and vice versa. Adults can be attracted to kids. Watch. Now, of course, we're gonna shut that shit down immediately, but that's gonna be our transformation in consciousness. That's gonna allow us to see, okay, damn, we have really fucked up as a society here. How did we get to this point? How has humanity stooped this low? Then we start really thinking about all the times we stooped so low, and that's going to be like, yo, what the fuck is this? And we lock in and we say, all right, hell nah, whatever that was, we're not doing that shit no more, and we're going to cut that shit down. We're going to shut that shit down, man.
Looking to regular stuff ain't going to cut it anymore.
I mean, bro, it's clear, bro, life has clearly been so weird and different since 2020, bro. And it's just time that we need to change this shit up. I mean, it's 2025. It's about to be 2026, y'all. 2026. Life is just getting crazier, bro. All the time.
You're gonna need more. In the same way that a drug addict will have to increase their dose to feel the same effect they did when they first started taking the drug, a hardcore gooner will have to find weirder and nastier fetishes to goon to reach the level of climax that they used to be able to reach from very average adult content. I genuinely believe that this is where most people's...
I'll be so honest with you guys. I know I started NoFap when I was 14, and I've probably been on a very good streak of not very good streak, but just pretty mid to pretty bad streak of once every 2 weeks. But even then, back when I was really beating my shit, I was barely really beating my shit, probably mainly 13 and later 13 into early 14, barely early 14. I was really beating my shit, but even then, even when I do catch myself beating my shit, bro, I don't even I've never advanced my videos, or I've never advanced the things I've watched. I mean, even today, I didn't watch porn once. I just beat my shit to some twerk videos. Real shit. I'm not even joking. I'm coming so clean on this camera, bro. I'm not even going to be one of those cappers or none of that. Bro, I've lost a lot of things in my life. I have a very few amount of things to live for. So I'm getting on here and I'm being real, but it's just so crazy to me, like how, like, I don't know, like they just start advancing their videos and they end up becoming preds. That's so weird to me. Because, man, all I did was just see some ass and beat my shit. So when I saw this, I'm like, wait, what the fuck? Like, yo, this is how predators happen? And, that was the first time I started realizing how predators happen it was from EDP. Because right when he was exposed for being a predator, I saw a video, and this was back in, like, late 2020, early 2021, so I was already deep into NoFap. I'd watch EDP every once in a while, and I'd laugh my ass off at his videos. EDP was so funny, and he still is, but I mean, obviously he's a pred, so things are a little weird. But I'd watch his videos, and I came across a video, and he said, I have jacked off 25. He said the exact number. It was 25,000. I know that for a fact. 25,000. I think 643 times. I'm gonna say that the hundreds. I don't know, but it was deep in the 100s. It was like 25,000 something times. I'm like, what the fuck? I saw that title and I watched the video and I'm just like, I remember the last words he said was, "I just have to do what I do best," and I'm just like, that was disgusting. Like, I was like, how do you even know the exact number? Like, and it just made me think. I'm like, damn, bruh. I remember when Ice Cold JT talked about it. It was just like, damn, what the fuck? Like, niggas really become preds because they've watched too much porn, bro? Is that really what? That's insane to me.
Very strange sexual fetishes are now stemming from. They are stemming from a society that gives them unlimited free access to any type of adult content that they want. And so comes the real reason I'm making this video, to bring awareness to what is causing serious mental health issues and disturbing addictions amongst not just adults, but now young children too.
And that's another thing that's good. You know, in Texas, Pornhub was banned. So that was very good. I was very happy about that Pornhub did get banned. And it's just like, wow. Like, you know, like society is starting, it has came a long way from shock sites, corn and all that shit just being open on the internet. I mean, me personally, I've never watched shock sites or any like killing videos or anything like that. I don't really fuck with that type of stuff. I mean, I've watched like a few, but I really hate watching those videos a lot. Even corn, I don't even like watching corn like that. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, I didn't even really start watching corn until like recently, and by recently I mean like literally like 2.5 years ago. Like, I barely watched corn, so it's just like, it's just weird, man.
Amongst not just adults, but now young children too. Hypersexuality. Almost everything within our culture is more promiscuous and sexual now. Kids are being influenced by all these types of terms and memes more than you think, and with their curious minds are exposing themselves to things they should not have access to until they reach adulthood. I don't think anyone can deny that sexual education is important, and talking to kids openly about what sex is important. But it's important to discuss those things to protect children from the dangers of adult content addiction, not to expose them to it freely. Social media frequently promotes sexual content the most, which creates a feedback loop.
And bro, and it's only been getting me angry because, bro, with social media, it just freaking sucks that, like, on social media, bro, like, you will get banned. Like, okay, let's say I'm getting money from this video. I've said porn a couple of times. I just said it now. They would probably demonetize my video for saying that. But I could go on here and I could type in booty or something like that. Some dumbass shit. And it will be like something like this. And it will just be girls shaking their ass. And they'll be getting them videos monetized. Monetized, yes. TikTok. They'll get those videos. All the softcore shit you can think of. They'll get all that shit monetized. But us literally saying the freaking N-word or me literally saying retard, porn, simp, you get fucking banned, your video gets blocked, the audio gets blocked. Like, it's absurd. Like, all this stuff, it's just like society is so backwards now. And it's like, I don't even know, like, when this shit will just, man, we gotta make this shit come back. We gotta make society, no, not society make a comeback. We need to redirect it into a whole new direction. We're in the new age, bro. And all this shit, like, the fact that this shit just keeps blowing up, it keeps rearing its ugly head back. It always just rears its ugly head back. Like, you can't say that corn carries social media. Like, does that shit carry social media, y'all? Be honest. Think about that. Does corn carry social media?
Rhythms, consumers, and the creators. A creator sees that when they post more promiscuous photos, they get more engagement. Posts with more engagement get fed to more people in the algorithm. Thus, more people, specifically young kids, are getting thrown more and more sexual content than ever, while social media creators get rewarded for starting those kids' addictions early. So much of our culture now revolves around...
I mean, like, bro, yeah, it's bad now. I mean, it's always been bad, but I mean, like, I don't know, man. I'm not sure. But yeah, I hope kids are really doing better now.
Around taking advantage of our lustful instincts for profit. And the things I've heard and seen from young men on the internet who have shared their stories of addictions haunts me. Took me less than 30 minutes after starting the script to find a comment from a kid who says he edges to anime adult content. And this is way more common than you think. This isn't
super common, yeah.
Even the bad stuff. So think about a young...
I never really liked watching, like, P as a kid, but I did like seeing massive, you know, yeah. We're not even gonna, like, get into all that, but, cause, like, it's just, like, you know, but it's just, like, damn, bruh. We gotta get back on our grind. Like, this is absurd. I just heard about this story, and I'm just, like, shocked. Like, this guy had a wife, a kid, and, like, one thing about the internet now is, like, that kid is gonna grow up, and they're going to show the video of their dad doing that shit. They're going to show that video to that kid. He's going to get bullied in school. Bro, I just saw, I think, Lana Rhoades. To be honest, I've seen like one video from Lana Rhoades. I'm so dead ass. Bro, Lana Rhoades got a whole kid now. Damn, bro. That kid is going to be put through so much hell. You don't need, like, bro, that kid, bro, once they figure out your mama is Lana Rhoades, bro, the niggas at school, I'm sorry, like, man, I know you're trying to protect kids, Cole Hastings, we all are, and that's our goal, but some niggas, I don't know, man, they're just born with a very demonic spirit. They will deadass just show the video of Lana Rhoades doing whatever she does in her videos. Whatever the crazy shit that she does, they will just show it to that kid. They'll just show it. Like kids, like hit bullies in his school. He'll be like 11 years old. Bro, this is your mom. And I remember Spiritual Soul talking about this with a kid that had a mom that his mom was like an OnlyFans model or some shit like that. And this kid would talk to Spiritual Soul, bro, Soul Illuminati, and he would like vent all of his problems. He vented all of his problems. He said he became very, unaliving. He became very self-destructive. And after that, like, the kid was just talking and shit. Like, he was explaining literally everything to So, talking about how he was getting bullied because his mom was the OnlyFans mom, and they figured it out. And then Soul Illuminati at the very end of it asked, who is your mom? That kid... And that, by the way, that kid, I can't even say kid. That nigga is the same age as me. He's literally the exact same age as me. I don't even know if he's alive. But that dude is the same age as me. And he just said he got so mad at Soul Illuminati, he ended the call. He tried to text him. He blocked him. And it was just like so shocking. But yeah, like, and everybody in the comments, in the Soul Illuminati comment section was just like, bro, give that kid his money back. And to be honest, like, actually... Bro, give that kid his money back. I'm not even going to lie. That is kind of tragic, bro. That's tragic, bro. Like, I'm not even. That is horrible. Like, I can't even lie to you. Like, that is a level of just like fear. Like damn, bro. I can't even lie to you. That shit would hurt, bro.
And this is way more.
One thing in life, bro, I've always known to do, bro, was never, ever, ever disrespect another person's family. Bro, I will, before I ever I will disrespect a nigga's face, a nigga's body, a nigga's pockets, a nigga's artwork, a nigga's craft, whatever, bro. But one thing I will never do is I will never disrespect another nigga's family, bro. That's just, I can't do that shit, bro. I can't disrespect another nigga's family ever, bro.
Common than you think. This isn't even the bad stuff. So think about a young...
I'll always, like, even if I'm always gonna roast a nigga, I will never roast his family, ever. I can't do it.
Kid who is already into pleasuring himself to stuff like that at such a young age. If he does it frequently enough, he's eventually going to need to keep increasing the freakiness if he wants to get the same amount of pleasure he once got from anime girls. That is how gooners are created, and that's what we'll keep seeing more of if young kids continue to have unrestricted access to sites like this.
And it's crazy because the dude, this Nautica Malone dude, he wasn't even like a incel. I was just finna talk about incels real quick, but this guy wasn't even an incel. Like, he was just like a normal guy. Like, he was just like, I mean, like, he was 26, 27, had a wife and kids. Like, just imagine the wife seeing this dude doing that in a public driveway, no pants on. I didn't even notice that shit, bro. And then she comes to find out that her husband is deceased. That's so sad, man. Damn, that is horrible. I cannot lie to y'all. That is kind of bad, y'all. This shit is not funny anymore. I can't believe people were doing those cringy ass fucking protests on TikTok, bro. I swear the world is just going to keep getting worse. Like, guys, don't expect this shit to get better. It's insane. That's crazy. That's insane, yo.
But why does it matter, other than the fact that it's an addiction and it takes up so much time, which are both valid reasons on their own? It matters because of the catastrophic mental consequences that come with it. The awful erectile dysfunction when faced with real-life sexual interaction.
Facts.
The amount of pleasure it takes to get enough serotonin and dopamine to be happy when you're addicted, which makes any other activities that should naturally be pleasurable to you miserable. The increased risk of depression, social anxiety, and isolation, and the risk of becoming someone like Nautica Malone. Exhibitionistic disorder, a mental health condition characterized by recurrent, non-consensual exposure of one's genitals to others, is officially recognized in...
Wait, what is this? Wait. Exhibitionist disorder? What? Oh, I'm sorry, hold on.
Malone. Exhibitionistic disorder, a mental health condition characterized by recurrent, non-consensual exposure of one's genitals to others, is officially recognized in the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders. I'm sure there's people who develop this disorder from childhood trauma or neglect, but I'm willing to bet that most people who do so because of the influence of online adult content. Nautica Malone is not a victim. What he did was foul, and hell, he might not even fit the definition of a gooner. But from his story, it sounds like he found himself succumbing to lust produced by the internet to the point where it completely rewired his brain and destroyed any sense of rational judgment in regards to his sexual acts. Look at the posts his friends and family created after hearing about his death. My big brother, the fun...
I'm so mad right now. How could you leave us? My big brother, the funniest guy in the room, you walked in. An unforgettable pillar in my life. I'll never let them forget your name. God damn. Damn, man. Not gonna lie, this is the most tragic story I've heard in a minute. Not gonna lie, this is the most tragic story I've heard in a minute, y'all. That's tough. Godly, bro. Damn, man. Like, bro, earlier I was just laughing because it was just like, wait, what? Like, I was laughing at how shocking this was, but after looking back, golly, this is horrible. Y'all, this is not okay, bro. This stuff is real. Like, this NoFap shit is real, bro. That's insane. Look at what this dude... You don't even know. Like, you wouldn't know. Dang, man.
Any sense of rational judgment in regards to his sexual acts. Look at the posts his friends and family created after hearing about his death. My big brother, the funniest guy in any room you walked in, an unforgettable pillar in my life. Literally watched you grow up.
Dang, so unreal. I'm beyond at a loss of words. Rest in peace, Nautica. Always check on your loved ones. Damn, bro. And like, we gotta understand, bro, like, we all make mistakes. Like, bro, we all make mistakes, bro. Like, and you don't even know, like, this guy could have been like, man, it's time to change my life. Like, you don't even know what he's been through before that. And it's just like, anyone. That could have been anyone, bro. This could be anyone. To all them niggas out there who be beating this shit, bro, this could be literally you, bro. No more laughing no more. This could be you. You could be this guy right here. This can be you. Yes. 100%. This is insane. This is the most tragic story ever, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. This shit, cause it's just like, bro, we all know that we've all done some dumbass shit in our lives. And it's like, bro, like, imagine just committing, imagine just self-destructing after that. I just had someone in my life self-destruct not too long ago. I didn't know the reasons why, but he did. This stuff is not cool, man. I'm tired of this suicidal stuff, bro. It's not cool at all. It's just not cool.
I'm beyond lost for words. 15 years you've been my brother. I keep crying because of all the memories we had together. How did a guy so loved by his community because of all...
Oh my gosh, 15 years you've been my brother. I keep crying for all the memories we had together, and we can't make any more. I miss you, bro. I miss you, my best friend. I wish you would have came to me. I'm gonna miss your funny ass jokes. I'm gonna miss your random roast battles. I'm gonna just miss talking to my best friend. I love you, man. I wish I told you more. I thought we'd watch our kids grow up together. This shit tearing me up and doesn't feel real. I'll see you next lifetime, brother. This is just sad, bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I am tired of this, like, hypersexual, like, media, bro. I've been so tired of it. But it's just like I'm just tired of it, y'all. And I know that I can do better as a human to obviously, be more self-control and obviously redirect my attention in other places, but I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I am tired of that shit, bro. I am genuinely just like tired of the hypersexuality, all of that shit. I've been so tired of it for a very long time.
All the memories we had together. Yeah. How did a guy so loved by his community with a wife and kids ever get to the point where he would consider doing what he did? This is the end result of adult content addiction. And if you find that you are struggling with this ever-growing trend of edging and gooning, please get professional help. We need to start talking more openly and honestly about how hooked these kids are getting on some really weird shit on the internet. We need tighter restrictions around adult content, and we need to stop promoting and encouraging degeneracy by no longer engaging with those sorts of posts. Otherwise, I'm afraid there's only going to be more and more stories similar to the acts that Nautica Malone committed that day. It was recently revealed a couple days ago that
I am not a monster, please forgive me. Nautica Malone's final words. Revealed in note post Bikini Beans tragedy. Holy man. Like, y'all, this could have been y'all. Like, this could have been y'all, bro. Like, and we all know that, like, cause bro, once, like, bro, this is so much embarrassment. Like, bro, y'all gotta think about it. Like, let's say one day you've made a huge mistake. I don't know how to explain it, bro. But you're not, let's say, you're not a really outgoing guy and you made a pretty big mistake. And, like, bro, like, you just get embarrassed by literally, like, the entire internet. I mean, like, bro, like, you just gotta, I mean, like, bro, someone who's not strong, someone who just, like, bro, who doesn't really take life, like, who doesn't really go in that territory, bro, they're not taking this shit. And human tolerance has gone down. That's another thing. Human tolerance is going to continue to get lower. So, bro, just be seeing more self-destruct. No. I can't say that, bro. I can't say that. Yeah, bro. Oh my gosh. And like, bro, I know another thing, bro, like, man, people are so fucked up too. They will always, niggas who are fucked up, bro, they are always gonna bring up your past. Niggas who are just extremely fucked up are always gonna bring up your past too. They will never stop bringing up the past. They will just keep bringing that shit up, but they'll never bring up the good things you did. They'll never bring that shit up. They'll always bring up the shit you fucked up on, but they'll never bring up the shit you did good on. They'll never bring that up. They'll never commend it either. They'll never do none of that. This is just horribly sad. And it's crazy because people are going to make fun of you. Man, this is just horrible, dog. I'm not even going to lie. This is...
Nautica had left a note for his wife just before he decided he wanted to pass away. And this is what it read. I apologize. I love you, Queen. I made a mistake and I don't think I'll be able to face you and the babies. I don't know why I drove through like that. To all my family and friends, I love you and I'm so sorry. I love my kids and family. My mental has been fucked up. I am not a monster. Please forgive me.
Dog. Damn. This is... Y'all, I think we're just gonna end it off here, bro. Anyways, y'all, this is... I'm not gonna lie, bro. Gooning, I'm so serious. Like, no funny shit, no laughing no more. Gooning must be stopped. 2025. Y'all, we are not laughing no more. Nothing is a joke. Gooning must be stopped. Y'all, we need to win this war. I'm so serious. We gotta win this war. The war in our minds. Like, aren't y'all tired of this shit, bro? Like, man, this was the worst way to go out, bro. Real shit. Worst way to go out, the kids. The kids, bro. Now she's a widow. 'Cause of this? Yo. Like, bro, come on, bro. Anyways, y'all, I ain't got nothing to say, bro.